Oh, what's going on there? That's not what I want. Let's try that again. Hello, and welcome along to the stream tonight. Apologies about showing me as a big person just then. Pushed the wrong button. So, did you forget that? I forgot something. Hello, Kim. So, first of all, how is everyone? I hope these times are still treating everyone okay. I am technically on holiday this week. My wife has got me painting, decorating, cleaning, tidying up, all sorts of fun stuff that have been on the to-do list for a while. So finally looking to get some of them off the list. So the plan for tonight is to continue where we left off last week, which was attempting to get Cake.Issues.Reporting.Generic running, compiling, building on .NET Core. Now, the way that we started looking into that last week was we replaced the RazorEngine DLL that the Reporting.Generic add-in currently uses with a new library called Gazorator, which Martin Bjorkstrom is the creator of. And we got it merged, we got it put in. So we were looking at the report generator class, and basically we added in this, we stubbed out this part, which is the equivalent of, let me just finish up what we're doing. This is the equivalent of what the RazorEngine system was doing. And what we looked at the tail end of last week, we had an issue which we thought was down to my machine. It was just running really, really slowly when we're trying to run the tests in parallel. Or rather, more specifically, I'm kind of giving the game away. When we tried to run all the tests at the same time, it just seemed to hang up, both within Visual Studio and when running the Cake build directly. So we put at the tail end of last week, we kind of put it down to my machine just being really, really slow. But Pascal then went and did some investigation, and he found out that there was indeed an issue when running the XUnit tests. And what he put in place was this assembly attribute, which disables test parallelization. So obviously, by default, it wants to run the unit tests as quickly as possible. So it runs the tests in parallel where it can. For some reason, running the tests in parallel against Gazorator causes an issue. Now, we've raised this with Martin, and what we don't know is whether this is an issue in how we're calling Gazorator, because at the minute we are indeed calling the getAwaiter getResult. So that might be causing some sort of deadlock, but there's also some potential that it's on the Gazorator side. So it's on, Martin said he'd look into it. But for now, what we've done is we've enabled, or rather we have specifically disabled the test parallelization. And with that done, we can get the test to run in parallel. So if I now go to here and I say run all tests, where for tail end of last week, it was literally just hanging. It wasn't doing anything. Now it runs all 248 tests. 139 of them passed, so we're over 50%. So we're getting close. Now, the 109 that are still failing, I started to dig into one of them. So I found one of the easier ones, which is should pass you can't really see it because of my head, but there's a simple one here, which is should pass options to view bag. So if we look at that test, it's a really simple template where all it's got is it wants to output the title that's been passed in, right? Now, if I were to run this, I'll do this once the test executions are completed, then what happens is nothing. It doesn't output anything. So here on the file system, this is where the temporary files are being created as a result of the unit test. So you'll see that there's lots of them being created in here as all those tests are going through. But if we run that test again, so once it's failed, I'll run it again, and I'll delete all these temporary files, and we'll take a look at actually what's being generated. The file's completely empty, right? So I think I've figured out the first part of the issue, and I'll come on to that because I'm hoping that Pascal's going to join the chat as well, because he said he might be able to. I think I figured out the first part of the issue. So here, so let's delete all of these temporary files, because these are the ones that have been created as part of those test executions. So let's go ahead and get rid of those. If I run just this one single test, then the error that we get is that basically the viewBag.title should be replaced with just the title of foo. But what's happening is that it should be foo, but it was empty. There's basically nothing in that file that's been generated. So that's the test result there. Foo, expected foo, but it was an empty string. If we look at the file that was generated, which is this one, and we open it in VS Code, then that's one that I created previously. Let me delete both of those. Oh, hold on. Why is that now creating something? I thought I took out the fix that I put in play. That's strange. Earlier, just before the stream, it was creating it as a blank. It was literally creating it as an empty file. Let me just run that again. Hello, Farid. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. If I'm not, I apologize. Welcome to the stream. Let me just see, that's got stuff in it now. It didn't have stuff in there before. What have I changed? The only thing I've changed, I think, yeah, I don't have anything changed. No. So the first part of the problem, I thought, was that we weren't passing in the view bag. So one of the things that we need to do in order for it to be able to replace the view bag, we need to give it the view bag. So we weren't doing that. So the view bag in this case, if we go back to the test, is adding the title to the generic issues report format settings options, right? So we weren't passing that in to Gazorator. So what Gazorator wants a dynamic object populated with things that it can do a replacement on. Now, I don't know if I'm passing this in correctly, but even with passing in the view bag, if I run this test again, it still doesn't work. So it doesn't do the replacement. So if we go back over here and look at the new file that will be created, then once that test executes, expect that test to fail. Expect that test to fail. There it goes, failed. And if we look at the file, then it's still got just @viewBag title in it. So that's not what we want. So what I don't know is whether I'm passing this thing in correctly. So anyone on this chat, so feel free to chime in, but the way that Martin does it in his example is he says with viewBag, and then a property within there called .title. Now, I'm assuming that what happens is that it will then look in the template. So if we scroll up here and look at the template, then up here, we are using here @viewBag.title. So if we run this guy as an example, if we run this guy and look at what it's doing, then between the title elements in the HTML output, what we'll find is that in the writer, which is here, then the title element, you can just about see it there, then it has indeed been replaced with title foo. So What I don't know is whether I'm passing it in correctly. This was a wild ass guess, really. Now, I could enumerate this options class and write it into a new dynamic object that would be similar to this, but I don't know if I have to. So that's kind of where I'm at. Because previously, if we look at what was done with RazorEngine, then RazorEngine literally just took this options class and passed it into a new dynamic viewBag object. So can you point, so in the Gazorator code, Kim, which part are you looking at? Dynamic viewBag, maybe? So what are we doing here? Try get member, properties, and then what else is that in here? Okay, in which case, what do I need to return here? So this thing here, we look at this class, and this is a dictionary of string and object. So in theory, I could do, have a think about this. We could do, it's an action parameter, so it doesn't accept a return value. Correct. But we should be able to it is indeed an action parameter, so it won't return, but can we do this and say I'm not sure what I'm trying to do here. It would need to be a yeah, I'm not sure what I'm trying to do here. Really not. Oh, that's not what I want to do. Do that. Let's have a look at the code that Kim's. So this is in the Gazorator.cs. Gazorator.cs and the with viewBag, which was line 43. And then if we go with definition of that, base because if we go down that route, I'm just thinking about what we need to do, what for any existing template, what we would need to do. But I think if we were to enumerate it here, then it should be fine. But let's reach. Maybe our option in options view bag option dot key equals option dot value. Would that work? Let's do another one. It's kind of a guess. So Gazorator creates its own view bag. You cannot replace that generation. So you would need to enumerate through all the properties of your own view bag and set them to the Gazorator view bag. So this is what I'm attempting to do here, but I don't know if that's going to work. Let's have a look. Is that still running, or oh no, it's a way to go. Yeah, you can't really see it because of my head. It's running that test. Can't apply indexing to an expression of type dynamic view bag. Right. So how do I set it? How do I set the property of the dynamic object to be the key of the thing that I'm creating, if that makes any sense? I think I could get this to work. I think this would get the 109. That's helpful. That's helpful, Kim. It is. Okay, yeah, the key is title, which is the object name, and the value is foo. So how do we... I don't even know what to search for. I thought that would work. What was the actual error? Let's have a look at the error again. Cannot apply indexing with blah to an expression of type dynamic view bag. And dynamic view bag is just a dynamic, right? Dynamic view bag is a dynamic object. It doesn't have index. See, that's what I want to do. Oh no, that's for the properties, which is the string of object. So I don't even know what to search for. This is a type dynamic object. So is that one that comes out the box? Where does that come from? Yeah, okay. .NET dynamic object. Assign value from variable. No, what have you found there? Nope, that's Pascal coming onto it as well. Try set member. Oh, okay. Hold on. So let's go back to here. Stop here. So for each option, view bag dot try set member. Is that just going to magically work once? Did you guys send me the same link? Yeah, you did. Try set member. So is this thing? See, that's a dynamic, not the actual thing. So I don't actually have access to the thing that I could call try set member on. So over here, he does this. But that won't work, surely. Because that would, well, no, that won't work. Because obviously, must be a variable, property, or indexer. But it wouldn't let me index into it. .NET dynamic create property is the wrong word. Names. Yeah, that doesn't help though. Should use an array instead. Can I use an expando? That probably wouldn't work, would it? No. I'm really floundering in the dark here. But I think this is the cusp of the problem, though. I think, Pascal, if we can get to a point where this will work, it will fix at least one of the tests. So if we can get all of them, well, the problem that we stuck on last time was the unit test parallelization issue that you fixed. So it obviously won't replace VBag stuff. Well, exactly. But I'm assuming that a lot of these tests will rely on the ViewBag object being passed in correctly. And where we left it off, we weren't passing the ViewBag at all. Yes. Okay, understood. I'm not saying that this will fix all the issues, but I'm assuming that there are going to be at least a few other ones in here that will be fixed. And I think we obviously need to get this working. So this is the thing that I would like to tackle tonight. I understand that there's other issues, but I mean, could not find an implementation for, yeah, there's definitely other problems, but yes. So any suggestions on how to create a dynamic object from the options class that will work with this dynamic? But for example, won't be able to build DevExpress template. Okay, yeah, understood. Understood. Absolutely. And we'll fix that as the next issue. This is just the first one that I stumbled on. I looked at the test case and I thought that's a really simple test case. We should be able to get it to work. And that's kind of why I'm homing in on it just now. So what is this person trying to do? Why I need dynamic variable name? So the suggestion on this one was to, yeah, serialize the JSON and back again. Let's not do that. How do I create dynamic properties in C#? Dynamic property name as string. That sounds like exactly what I want to do. Dynamic expando. Oh, so you can do that. Interesting. But I can't return something though because it's an action. So that wouldn't really help, would it? And that's fair, Pascal. That's fair. So how I was doing it before, or how I was attempting to do it before, which was, let's go back. It's quite a long time ago. Blah, blah, blah. So can we do something in here? Can we mess around with it at this point? No. What can we do? Again, what are you doing here? Well, let's just prove this out. Let's make sure that we are going in at least the right direction. So let's cheat a little bit and say for each var option in this dot generic options, we're going to say viewBag dot title equals option dot value. Hey Brett, how's it going? If you've come to see me floundering my way through C#, then you're in the right place. Because, yeah, not a good day so far. But let's see if just cheating here makes it work. Does the unit test pass if I do this? Come on. Is it funny? You can't see through my head again. It's got a clock on it. Should pass options to viewBag. And dun dun dun. It succeeded. Okay. So it's not tablet I'm eating. It is a sugar-related treat. It's little cubes of sugar, or not even cubes, little circular spheroid shapes of basically sugar. But no, it's not tablet, unfortunately. I don't have any. So how do I give this a string to create a property? What do I need to do? .NET dynamic add entry with variable name. That's not good. Dynamically add a variable. No. Dynamic variable names. No. That's JavaScript, so that's not going to work. Instance instance dictionary return instance. What's that? So that is using this dynamic expando. Okay. Let's see what it does. Where are we? This is a protected thing. That's the class. Let's do this here. String of string. So the thing that we have is a string of object. So let's put this in here as an object. It's already one of those, so we won't need to do that. What are you moaning about? Sure. So we won't need to do that. Okay. So then we're going to say view bag equals object factory, was it? Dot create an instance from this guy. What are you moaning about? There we go. No. Yeah, okay. What does that do? What does it do? Oh, hold on. Instance dictionary dot add. Oh, I did need that thing. Dang it. Bar instance dictionary from instance. Oh, I see. Sorry, I did that wrong. Copy. Paste. Instance dictionary. Instance. Why are you still gonna? There we go. There we go. So object from file, each pair is then into there. Okay, let's try again. Run. I'm sort of floundering in the dark a lot tonight, so there's not much commentary going on because I genuinely got no idea what I'm doing. But fingers crossed that test will succeed. It's thinking. Build succeeded. This one should go to a clock soon, hopefully. There we go. It's running. And it didn't work. Oh, but maybe I should do what I did before. So let's keep this part. Edit cut that part. Oh, but then it's going to lose all that stuff. What was the syntax I used before? Syntax used before was this. So if we put this in instead, and now obviously that class is no longer there. Let's borrow this class again. Put that in there. That wants to be an object again. That needs to be included. Yeah. Okay. One more time into the breach. I'm open to suggestions, Kim. I'm literally clutching at straws at this point. Do we need an additional method in Gazorator itself to accept a string, a dictionary of string and object, and have it create it? So rather than have a different overload for with viewbag. So rather than take a dynamic, it takes something else. Because unless there's a way to do the equivalent of this for an individual member, I don't see how we can pass it in. The easiest would probably have Gazorator have an option to accept a dictionary as a parameter instead of an action. So if we go over to Gazorator, and currently there is a with viewbag method here, and also here. So one takes an action dynamic. So for both action dynamic, what's in this class? One is an abstract and one I see, okay. So could we just do Gazorator with viewbag bad dictionary of string and object? That would just be viewbag at this point, though, eh? Return new Gazorator T model output model So then in here, we would need to do that work. They would need to do the equivalent of this then, right? So we would be able to then do what you're saying there, or have Gazorator accept an option to use a class inherited by ViewBag. Just trying to get it to work in a minute. ViewBag instance references dot to array. I think the work itself would need to be done in Gazorator ViewBag class. As a ViewBag class, you're in here. But where's that used 10 references? ViewBag, dynamic ViewBag. So that's where it's passed in. So that configure ViewBag, that's the action at that point then, right? So how would that help though? Where would we call that constructor from though? Because yeah, I lost a little bit on what you're thinking there, Kim. Yeah, I don't understand what you're thinking there. I'm just curious as to whether this will even do what we want it to do as well. So I'm going to unashamedly copy and paste that into there, but it's not got everything I want. So where was that? That was here. Copy, paste, Control Shift B, and then this one over here. We already replaced the reference to Gazorator, I think. So the dependencies on Gazorator here. Where do you live? You're not going to tell me. How did we do it? Oops, network. Dot NuGet. Copy. Paste. Packages. Gazorator 04 lib. I'm going to replace that one in there with what I've got, and then I'm going to come back to what Kim's thinking. No, hold on. That was a wrong copy and paste. That should be default. Gazorator with instance and references to array. Okay, let me come back to that. I'm going to take this in baby steps. I'm going to see if this even just works, and then open folder. So bin debug net standard, copy, paste that into there, and then over here we should be able to do with view bag, which will take just that, he says. And then all this fish at the bottom get removed. And then if we run this, where we're at, still running. Got the clock. Best overloaded niche for Gazorator has some invalid arguments. That clearly didn't work. Okay, let's go back to the start. You know what? Let's just save that. cd people mhole Gazorator git reset hard. Right, back to the start. Okay, so with option. Option. Were you said with option, but did you mean with view bag? I'm thinking on with view bag, except, yeah, okay. Except a dictionary or iDictionary, then on default Gazorator and the Gazorator abstract class, accept a constructor overload to accept a dictionary, and then finally the dynamic view bag. Okay, so copy, paste. Let's do iDictionary, string, and object. View bag dictionary. Okay. I was working on something else at the same time. Gotcha. So that would mean you have a new accept the constructor overload. So currently we've got here, go to definition. Public default Gazorator text writer output equals null. I dictionary of string and object view bag dictionary null params assembly array of references. So then our base, then we need to do some stuff. So this is the output view bag dictionary and then references. So then this, the definition, this here needs some work. I dictionary of string and object view bag dictionary then here we're not doing that part. Configure view bag is an action. Oh, we'll come to that. So where's that actually called? We don't actually have a view bag instance here, do we? Razor generator content. It's only ever created locally, but it is then passed into here. So in our system, oh, I see. That there is going to be there. Fix some of these errors while we're here. And then configure view bag, copy there. Okay. The call is ambiguous. It is ambiguous because those are null properties. So the default would want to be the action. So could we then, no, I don't think we can we? Configure because it can't, because it's not static, so that's not going to work. Where's this thing used? How does one, well, one thing at a time. I don't think we've finished. Protected. Not sure if this is the right way either, but let's keep going. View bag dictionary. View bag dictionary equals view bag dictionary. And then we will say and then we do the work here. No, because that would still be doing it in two places. Oh no, it wouldn't, because it would be here. So then we would say if view bag, no, that's not, oh, if configure view bag equals null, then we do stuff. Else we do this stuff. Press the wrong button. Cut, paste, then view bag, and that's the last part. Then finally, oh, actually no, bar view bag. So close. let's make Dave Glick happy. Dynamic view bag equals null. View bag equals new dynamic view bag, passing in the view bag dictionary. Otherwise, we do this, and then we pass it in. So this would then need a constructor. Let's leave it with the default, and then a constructor that takes an I dictionary of string and object, which is the view bag dictionary. So then we're setting this thing to be properties equals view bag dictionary dot to dictionary. Oh, what do I need to do there? I thought I was so close there. Dot. Oh, hold on, what have you found? What's Pascal found? We're way down a path now, Pascal. But I see what you're doing there. Oh, sorry, that's going to be that. Okay. Don't need link. We've still got that ambiguous constructor call. How do I fix? Sorry, no, I realized that after I typed it. How do I change this default Gazorator to not be ambiguous anymore? Because configure view bag. It went away. Have I got more work to do though in the down here? Or is that all now just do I need another one in here? I think I do. So this is going to be an I dictionary of string and object view bag dictionary, copy, paste. Why are you? I thought we added that. That was the whole point of what we created, wasn't it? Yeah. Text writer, view bag, and references. Doing that requires an upload. I thought I did that. Oh, here. Here, dictionary, string, object, view bag, dictionary, and then over here, view bag, dictionary. Okay. Let's see if we've broken anything. So let's run our this again. And this shouldn't have broken anything, he says. I think that line that you've just linked to is the one I've just changed, Kim, so let's check that. Yes. So this shouldn't have broken anything. And the output thinking. So writer has still got foo in the title. It does. Okay, good. So if we change this to be dot with view bag, new dictionary of string and object, and we can just do, forget the syntax here. Can we just literally do title and foo at this point? I think we can. Well, let's do bar so that we can see if it. Okay, let's run this sucker. Is it this one? There we go. Let's see what this does. Dun, dun, dun. Writer has got that's not what I expected it to have in it. What's going on there? What now? Hold on. What happened there? I reset this completely, so it didn't have my changes. So why did it still have foo in it? It shouldn't have had foo in it. I'm going around the circles here a little bit. It shouldn't have had foo in it at all. Right there. How is it getting that in there? Because the template that's being passed in it's got add numbers as the title. It's so bizarre. Clean. Rebuild. A little confused. Oh, really? Have I just been... Where's it doing that? Was I reading it wrong? With model, references, view bag. Oh, hold on. Process async. Oh, because I should be using the process template instead, like it is here, where the template is that thing. Dagnabbit. Process template. Process template. Where it's... Well, let's leave that one in, actually. Let's check it out. And then dot process template async, which is template. Let's try that again then. But this, yes. This still won't have foo in it because there's nothing in the template that has that, and that's fine. IEnumerable initials does not contain a definition for my property. My property, okay. Yeah, I'm wondering if the template is doing something smart, that if it's not there, we should maybe have a look at what that thing's doing. Gazorator. It's going to be in the test folder, isn't it? A sample. Console. Views. Cake issues. I'm wondering if it's doing something clever. Yeah, okay. You got there before me. Title. There we go. So that explains it, but it also doesn't explain why it's not working. But okay, but that's something different. So now this thing is looking for my property, which it couldn't find. My property model, my property, because what we were passing in was, well, let's make it work then. Copy with model. Oh, okay, no, let's, what to do. Let's stick with that one. And try and figure out then why this part isn't working. Because it should have put bar in. Assuming that I did everything right. Time we've got 25 minutes. Issue report. Did I miss that? Here is the problem. Did I not fix that one? Oh. So that's at the bottom. Oh, so I've got to do the equivalent. I think I only did one of them. I did it here for process async here, but what we're saying is we're going to have to do it here as well. Dynamic view bag equals null if configure view bag equals null, do one thing, else do that, view bag equals new dynamic view bag with view bag dictionary. Run. See what happens. So view bag dictionary has a count of 1. Run. Good catch, by the way, Kim. I think I saw in my find earlier that it was in 2 places, but it didn't trigger a memory. And we've got a bar. There we go. Okay. Maybe change that if else a bit if view bag dictionary is not null. I'm willing to change that. So what we're saying is if view bag dictionary, oh, I see what you're saying. If view bag dictionary is not equal to null, like that. And then this one here, if debug dictionary not equal to null. Okay, so let's build that guy, and then let's see about copying it in to here, debug. See, after all of this, if all we've done is fix one test, I'm going to be a little bit miffed. but never mind. Where's here? Right. So now we're passing in that run. Let's see what it does. Maybe that. Maybe that. Let's see what it's doing here. Okay, so we're down to 108 failing. If I run all of these tests again, how many do we think we fixed? How many? I'm going to treat myself to another sweetie. Oh, so you're assuming we haven't broken anything then? It's a big assumption. Because we might have broken some. I hope we haven't. And I say we, as a global we, not just me. Oh, unexpected error detected. Is that from this one? Oh, okay, so that's failure, so that's fine. Oh, where'd my test run go? Where did it go? View. Where did my test explorer go? Yeah. Are you kidding me? I'm logging off. I can't take that. Is it only fix that one? Come on now. Come on now. That's just harsh. I think it's only fixed the one. How do I get it to clear this? I don't trust the output anymore. 108 failed. You're fucking shitting me. But come on, Pascal. Come on now. That's brutal. That's brutal. Well, we've got 28 minutes left. It's now at least running with the clock icons on all the things, so. Well, okay then. Let's have a quick look at it, shall we? Once this fix one test. A whole 2 hours almost. I fix one test. but rather I fix one test if Martin accepts the PR that I'm going to propose. And let's dig into it a little bit. It's still running. 108. I fix one test. Hey Stevie, how's it going? It's good to see you virtually. Be glad I worked on one project and I tried to fix 5 tests for about 6 hours. The only thing I ended up doing was making 80. So I haven't gone backwards. Glad to hear it, Stevie. Glad to hear it. The type or namespace list could not be found. Are you missing a using directive? Maybe. What's that one? Oh, you did? Cool. Oh, have you got a picture? Can you send me a picture? Can you? Can you? You're mean. You are a meanie. Fine for a create report. What's this one? That's here. So the type or namespace generic list could not be found. You may have a problem with restoring. No, I was checking that earlier. NuGet went all green. I had it open on my other page, so it is all there. Okay, so on that basis, then, if I were to run from here, you think it would work? Reporting generic. At least this time it shouldn't deadlock. So, but is it using the same HTML thingy-mabob that one was, the HTML DX data grid template? Should not. So when does the super secret surprise get announced, Stevie? I'm curious. Do you have a good holiday, by the way? I'm technically on holiday. I'm doing work in the house though. Painting, decorating, all sorts of, well, I've got a big list. Cool. So what was the prototype then? Build succeeded. Probably VS that have problems. Probably need a small restart of the program, as in close Visual Studio and open it again? I see. Gotcha. Gotcha. I mean, I'm more than happy to try. You do. Do. So this is kind of where we got to last week, where we were waiting for the build, but it should at least run this time, he says. Here we got to, and it was like we sat here for like 15 minutes, I think, waiting for this line to change, and didn't. I'm hoping that it doesn't have the same problem. Interesting. So I'm saying restarting Visual Studio quite often had to do only because of unit tests in .NET Core, which is probably why I more or less stopped using it. Interesting. How to know if this is actually doing anything? Would we see anything in the output yet? I don't know if we would. Let's see. GitHub organizations, Cake-Contrib. Oh no, not this one. Build artifacts. Oh, it is running. Okay, good. I see errors. I see red text. How much red text? I saw the type or namespace list. It's still happening outside of Visual Studio as well. I've seen that too. I have seen that, Kim. Have you played with Rider at all? I've not really played with it, but some people are now swear. Some people swear by it now. I'm seeing lots of the list of generic list. There are also a couple of other ones, so I guess that's good. See, I tend to do that as well for a lot of stuff. Just use VS Code. So we get the exact same result at the command line as we do within Visual Studio. So I think it being a problem with Visual Studio is a red herring. So the type or namespace name generic list could not be found. Are you missing a using or assembly reference? So what assembly would a generic list live in? That would be system.genlist.generic, wouldn't it? That one. So what does system collections generic live in? System.collections.generic. So it lives in. So what Pascal's saying there is, even if I do, I've lost it now. Where did it go? even if we go to here and we go down to here, we're saying even if I were to do type of system dot collections dot generic dot list of string dot assembly, you're saying it still wouldn't work with that. But then if we go over to Gazorator, what's it doing with those references? With references, passing them into Gazorator. Definition. Go to definition. References are passed in there. That's a new list of assembly with references. So then those references are passed in to this, the Razor content generator. Go to definition. References are here. And then that goes to the base. Where do you live? Go to definition. And it's referenced there. So where do we use references? References. Create from file reference.location. So hold on, and this example in Gazorator is basically the Cake.Issues. So that's the one that we were playing with, right? So in the program.cs, that's the one that we're currently playing with. So that one works. So in here, what are we passing in here that we're not passing in already? So we are passing in issue, report template, the theme, and the file path. So why does one work and the other not? With output, with model, with references, with view bag. So there is a difference in that. But the difference is that the console app will probably has it loaded anyway. The console app does indeed already have it. So, and likely because of, so there's not really a way to fake it, is there? Because this will break something. A dictionary. Well, let's take that out then. I don't care. Okay. So if I run this then, this doesn't really prove that. Might still have a reference, so we'll delete the reference as well. Cannot a null reference. Which one is null? The view bag, because now we don't have it. No. Cannot perform runtime binding on a null reference. That was different. Let's put this one back in. Interesting. Interesting. It's a different error message. But why do I care? Because I'm passing it in. Wrong button. New list of assembly. Fine. Model. Yeah, why do I care? Process async. Fine. Is null. So step over that then. Yes. So then in here, I do my thing. What now? I think Gazorator maybe set some default values on dynamic view bag. So when it is null, you get a null reference exception. So how would one fix that? Oh, I see. I think I see what you're saying. So that was on, where's my, I see what you're saying. Gotcha. Let's check that out. Run this again. Doesn't look like it's failing anymore. And it worked. So is there a reference in here? Let me see. It would already be loaded as part of that. system dot collections system it's not so what is this running as? This is running with .NET Standard, whereas this is running as a .NET Core app. Would there be a difference there? I mean, can we check the failing unit test that I have updated for Gazorator? Don't use anything specific. Check the failing unit test that it have been updated for Gazorator and don't use anything specific to Microsoft Razor. Check which failing, this failing test here, this one that I was in. I'm not sure if I follow what you're saying, Kim. Check the failing unit test that it have been updated for Gazorator. So when you say that it's been updated for Gazorator, oh, I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. So you're talking about in here, whether this thing here, whether there's anything in here that needs to be. So where Pascal, are you still available? Where's the template for this thing again? There is something in here that was the templates. This one. So no, we changed that one. We changed the inherit. So that was model before. So was there anything else in here that could potentially be causing an issue? Because Martin did mention that he had a couple of changes that he had to make, but the app model was the main one, I thought. What does that mean, Pascal? Sorry. I'm not following what you guys are saying. What? HTML.raw. So that should be like that. Is that what we're saying? Okay. I'm really not following what you're saying anymore. So I should put that back? Oh, I see. Okay. So that change I just made is wrong. Right, sorry. So this was raw before, and now it needs to be at HTML raw. Gotcha. Yes? Oh, I'm so confused. What is this correct? At HTML raw, is that correct? I think it is, based on your previous comment. There's maybe a bit of a lag, is there? Okay, good. Okay, fine. So even with specifically stating that we want to use this one, we're still seeing a type or namespace name list generic is not working. Are you missing a using or an assembly reference? list. Is it possible? See, it is. Where's it getting that? What is this guy? Go to definition. Hold on though. So where's it getting that? Where's it getting that list from? Because I don't see using up here for it. So it's saying that this is systems.collection.generic, but I don't see a using for it. Could it be that Gazorator doesn't automatically import the namespaces and a using? That's just what I was thinking about. So if I were to do using this one, I'm going to put it in here as well. Using that one, and then the last one, which was templates. So that was data table, and this one. Let's put it in anyway. Using this one. Where's my test? Down here. Run. What are you linking there? Line 3. Oh, so that's in his console one. He added it. Interesting. Okay. Let's get my head with the Y. We're down to 107. I'm going to run all the tests again. I'm willing to stay an extra couple of minutes to see how many we get down to. Oh, 102, 101, oh, 100, 98, oh, 91, 80, ooh, into the 80s. Into the 70s. Oh, into the 70s. Are we going to get to the 60s? Oh, oh. How low can we go? Into the 50s. We're going to get over 200 past, maybe. Oh, into the 200s. Into the 30s. 20s. Still spinning. Into the teens. 8, 7, 5, 4, 2. Oh, are you kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? Could not find an implementation of the query pattern for source type group by not found. So which one is that going to be? Is that going to be a similar problem? Almost look like the only is imported. Oh, I see. Okay. This was one which I occurred before. So I don't see any usage of group by. So which method, should only need system, so on the same templates then? So just do them again. So using system dot. Now I'm making these changes, Pascal, but are you okay with them being in there? So it's there. Where's my other one? It's this one. Using system dot link. Okay, so you're happy with those. So okay, fine. So let's run this guy again. Does it then work? They must have been, yeah. I assume before they were added explicitly, yeah, they must have been. And I guess the responsibility is on the template to make sure that it's got everything that it needs. We can't rely on the engine to have them already. Excited. Okay, and before I get too excited, I'm going to run all my tests again just to make sure that that new change hasn't done something. And then we can get ready to celebrate. Oh, there's nothing lazy about it. No, I don't think that's true. But if all 248 of these tests pass, are we then saying we can ship it? Are we at a point that we would have a Cake.Issues.Reporting.Generic that could run on .NET Core, and then we could get a new release out, or rather, it would be included in the new release of Cake.Issues, and therefore Cake.Issues.Recipe, and then it would work in Cake.Issues. No, it would work in Cake.Recipe at that point. I haven't got my countdown this time though, because I've not got any failing tests. It's not quite as dramatic as it was last time. Sweet. So this would need me to push a PR to Martin for Gazorator and have him accept it. And assuming he does, I could then bump this PR to include the new Gazorator, and then the PR could be reviewed in Cake.Issues.Reporting.Generic and then pulled through. Cool. But yeah, this is not as exciting because it's not got the countdown timer, the timer of failed tests. But I won't be able to get that PR up tonight because it's coming to the end of my day, but I'll get it up first thing. Or will I? I'm meant to be wallpapering tomorrow morning. I don't know when I'm going to get this PR up. Oh, there we go. 248 passing tests with the new Gazorator engine done. In fact, let's maybe just put this up. Where are we? You know what? Who needs sleep? So let's close this guy. Let's close this guy. Let's go to, so this one, we have changes in here, but we can just bump them into, we can rebase that into the current PR. So let's see what we've changed today in here. What have we done? We have, so we don't need that one. So we can go back and change that. So in this one, don't need this one. Take him out. Leave the with view bag in. Let's refresh that. So all we've got there is that and system.dynamic. Do we need that? I'm going to go with no. So all we're going to do here is add in the view bag that was missing. And then in here, we're adding some usings. Okay, fine. So let's do a rebase here. Stage all of those and commit. Let's get my password. Oh no, I don't need it. I've not got it set up on this machine. So let's go back over here. Git rebase -I on develop. And then in here, let's just fix that up. What happened there? Git rebase import. Git push origin. There's something changed in develop that I'll have to look into, but that should be all the changes up to that should be all the changes up to Cake-Contrib. Cake.Issues. Oh, I can't type. Seriously. Let me just check. Okay, so it has the commit. The PR has the commit. I'll work on the rebase later. Let's go up and have a look into people. MO and Gazorator. And let's have a look and see what we've changed. So let's get a new issue opened up over here. GitHub.com MO65 Gazorator. And let's go to issues. And let's go in here and say allow passing of dictionary for view bag rather than only using an action. Allow a populated dictionary of string and object to be passed in instead. Submit new issue. So that's going to be 11. So let's do git checkout -b feature gh-11 from develop. And then let's have a look and see what we did. So over here, we messed around with a bunch of stuff that we don't necessarily want to be playing with. So let's reset that. That was me playing around with view bags and process templates, so that can come out too. And that was me messing around with stuff, that can come out. Don't need that. In here, we added a new constructor to take in the view bag dictionary. And then in here, we added the view bag dictionary. We added a new constructor. We changed the default to pass in the configure view bag null action. We added an overloaded method for with view bag the dictionary. We then conditionally either use the dictionary if it was used, otherwise we invoke the action. New constructor, passing in the base, fine. New constructor, internal constructor for the generic one with a new view bag overloaded method, which takes a dictionary and then conditionally does that stuff. So I'm going to say that that's good. I'm going to say gh-11 allow passing of view bag dictionary. Rather than expecting a view bag to be populated using an action, allow passing in a populated dictionary of string and object for the view bag. Sure, that's enough. Commit. Good. Git push origin. Always do that so that I don't have to type out that, and I just copy and paste it. And then go over here. Now, the issue with the null reference exception that you were seeing, Pascal, I don't think we fixed that though, have we? We haven't fixed that in this PR, and I don't think there was a change went in to make this work, was there? Unless Martin's done something. No, he didn't. He can't have. And I've overridden the changes since I last built it with that fix in it. So we're not seeing that issue anymore. But anyway, let's get this in. Send this PR in for blah blah blah. Fixes 11. I'm going to say hello with this change. All unit tests in Cake.Issues.Reporting.Generic now pass. There were some additional changes needed to be made over there as well, but this change would be required. What are your thoughts on pulling this in? So yeah, would the changing of the tests to be running under a non-parallel, we disabled this for your information for more. Oh, that's a good idea. We discussed the contents of this PR at length on tonight's stream. If you want to review what was discussed, then please feel free. Smile. Comment. Also might be an issue in real life. So what was that one? That was issue 7. Yes, maybe. So you said that you got a bunch of repos that you could run this test on. So if we get all this pulled in, merged, updated, yada yada yada, you could run some tests against some real repositories to see if it all just works. Yes. So right, I need to do a shoot, but really glad that we got those 248 tests passing. I think it's a step in the right direction. So thank you for that. Appreciate you hanging in with me there for getting that PR done. For now, though, I'm going to say that's me done. So I didn't mention it. I didn't mention it earlier, but I did see the PR that you put in, Kim, with regard to the dynamic loading of add-ins. I haven't looked at it yet. It's ultimately a concept that may at some point need to go back to Cake itself, but I understand why you'd want to do it specifically for this set of add-ins, but it's also a bigger question. So we might need to discuss that offline as well. It's unlikely to have report generation running in parallel, but in theory possible. I don't have any build which runs in parallel though. No, neither do I. So it's potentially an edge case. So it would, yeah. Is it enough to stop it being pulled in and released as a new release of Cake.Issues.Recipe, or are you happy to wing it? Oh, interesting. Okay, so I'll have to catch up on I did have a little sneaky peek at it, but I didn't dig into it. So curious to see what you've been doing over there. But for now, I'm going to say that's me done. So thank you very much, and I will talk to you both later another day. Thank you very much. Bye bye.